I'm sure. I can imagine. It's you if you don't love what you do and you don't love well, I'm sure that you can love what you do, but I know Travis and our kids have sometimes asked us, aren't we ever going to retire from doing this? And we are like, nope. I think when I actually, you guys probably know I listen to Joyce Meyer a lot, and I chuckle when she says, when you're in ministry or your heart is to, give to people and you're in ministry, you don't retire. It's just something that you do. It's a calling and you do it for the rest of your life. So I'm really super, I tell him, as I just when, we certainly need a break from it every now and then, even going to see spend time with the family, my grandmother this weekend, although it wasn't under the best of circumstances, it was a break from it. And it really made me very thankful to get back and to get, to be like, okay, I'm pumped up. I'm ready to go again. So we all need breaks from, from stuff, from life, from our jobs and stuff, but to be able to do what we get to do. And I was looking so forward to it. I just said, a lot of people might go, gosh, how do you work that many hours a day? Or how do you keep, we worked the last time I was here for the weekend, we worked all through the weekend. And it's something that it's a labor of love. And we just love it so much. And there's really so many opportunities here to help people and to keep trying to do better. We just need, if we had all the resources to do all of the things that Travis has planned, we would be thrilled. We just have we have to figure out the resources, and we're going to. So, which is, so if y'all don't know me, if you're new here, just let me know if you're new here. I want to go over things that you might need help with if you're new and you're trying to, if you're trying to get to know the program or get to know us. I want to answer those questions for sure. And then I wanted to not leave you out, because I don't know, we have a lot of new folks that have started. We have a lot of people that are checking out our program for free right now. So I hope that those folks are able to get in here and get to know Travis and I from just our hearts for helping you all. So if you have something in particular that's on your mind and your heart you need to talk about today as we go into the weekend, then let me know so that we can tackle that for you. We are transitioning to, Travis has done most of these classes and taught most of these 1030 classes. And then as we're trying to, as we're trying to focus on a little more, Travis is doing a little bit of advanced classes. It is, he's like, well, guess what? You're going to, can you, jump in for the 1030? And I said, yeah, I've actually missed really talking to people and being, this is odd for me, you know, this whole setup. So I'm not, if y'all were actually here and sitting here in the audience, I would probably freeze. But I've really enjoyed being able to talk and being able to hear from y'all. And it's really good to not get lost in the paperwork, so to speak, the behind the scenes stuff, because listening to what y'all are saying and what you're experiencing and making it better is like what I love to be able to do, and kind of feel the heart of everything, what's going on. Let's see. Well, thanks, Joan, for checking in with us today. I was gonna, I'm as you all know, some of you know, maybe most of you know by now, probably, I've lost 42 pounds on Shibboleth, and I lost that back in 2008, 9. So I have kept it off, and I have never looked back. And I absolutely thank you, Lynn. Yeah, I never thought that I would get there that weight. My goal was to lose 20 pounds initially. Because all through high school and all through, as a middle schooler, I weighed more than all of the other kiddos the other girls were, tinier, and I'm tall too. I'm 5'7". So for a girl, that's a little bit on the tall side. So I was taller. I always kind of felt like the Amazon woman in the room, which I don't know. Sorry that if that I don't. It's so scary. I don't even know if that offends somebody these days, but that's what I felt like. I felt big and tall, and I never thought that I could get below the 140s mark, and so I was thrilled that I lost 18 pounds in 7 weeks. And then, oh yeah, my peanut butter sandwiches. Yep, that's my favorite. That's my favorite thing, and still go to. I still have my peanut butter and jelly back here. And boy, when they started having some white bread peanut sandwich bread that worked on the program, I'm like, that's perfect. The Sara Lee, I think it's Sara Lee Delightful. I have some right over here. I have to grab. But that bread is so soft too. It is better than some meme, in my opinion. It's so much better. So it is. I love it. It makes such a great sandwich, and that's my go-to for lunch. A lot of times, I just don't even want to think about it, so it's easy. But when I lost my first 18 pounds in 7 weeks, and then it just I was like, woohoo, okay. And I really didn't even do it. Like, I was pushing back a little bit on the rules. I was like, okay, we're gonna really see if he really says, can we do this really from the grocery store? I'm gonna do it. I didn't buy any of the special foods that they had in the store. I didn't void replacements for me were from the grocery list. Were for a long time it was just peanut butter on a right oh, what do you call them, the Rice Krispie things, the oh my gosh, I can't believe that's left me. But like something like brine crisp bread, but it's like rice cakes. Thank you, Lynn. Rice cakes. So I absolutely was just doing simple things like that. And yeah, if you start with I haven't had the Lewis bread. I know that I don't think that they have it much here. That's what became is Nature's Own now Lewis? And but I know that the Sara Lee is thin. It's a fairly thin, but it's really soft. So I really like that one. It's softer than like the wheat versions, in my opinion. But the fact that I can have a white looking piece of bread and have my body sees that as green beans, I'm like, that's a winner. So I that makes me feel good every time I eat that. So Tammy, just let me know if there's something that I need to address or something. I'm watching the chat over here go go go, and I do see some questions in the in the chat over here, so I'll get to those too. But I think once I lost that initial 18 pounds and I was just enjoying what I was doing, I just kept eating the way that I was eating. It made sense to me. I felt better overall. I actually hung a color-coded chart on my refrigerator that showed me, I did it myself. And I think a lot of times it helps for you to say, okay, this is the layout. This is the foundation. These are the categories. These are combinations. How am I going to best apply this to my life? And if you're I'm not an artist or creative person at all, but it made more sense to me if I could say, okay, the things that are in purple, those things I can eat together. And I sort of made a version of this in the fast track system. It's called the fastest weight loss combinations, and it kind of has rules on one side, and then on the back side it's got a green box with your category 2s in it. It's got a black box with your condiments in it, and category 1. And I put, okay, if you're going to eat from the red box, then you can't eat anything else on there. If you're going to eat from the black box, it can be eaten with anything. So I did that kind of thing. That really helped me to grasp and very quickly go, oh, okay, I can eat those two things together. So it's you kind of it's good to take it and then do your own process it, and then put it down the way that you can remember it the best. It's not written in stone. We want you to figure out how you best learn it, and then apply it. So let's see what you got. Hi Joan, thank you. Yeah, the Nature's Own double fiber, I feel like it was discontinued. And I think maybe somebody had answered this, but maybe that is Lewis now. But the specific one that's double fiber wheat bread was discontinued, but now they have all of these I do still see the Nature Zone here. So they have like 40, 45 calories per slice breads, and all of those work. So they basically just replace it. And I think they even call it keto. So, so those are great. And the idea that I could have bread and cheese and peanut butter all on the same diet was like, that was it. That was enough for me. I was like, okay, that's all I could want and ask for. So I was going to dig in and figure it out. So, but I went on to lose 42 pounds, and just was like, just couldn't believe I wasn't on a mission. I was just living life, and it was just incredible to see the the weight was still coming off. And in fact, I had to figure out back in the day, we didn't have the website the way we have it now, but to figure out maintenance and to understand, okay, whoa, I may have gone a little too. I actually ended up losing a few more. I probably lost 45, total. And then was like, okay, this is too much. I need to incorporate some exercise, and I need to do some to balance this out a little bit. So I have a little range that I like to stay in, and which I think is, everybody, we all have a goal or maybe a number that we want to hit, but the range for me has been, it was a struggle for a long time if I would go up a little bit. And if you're in maintenance in our journals, it's really cool because the system will recognize, okay, you're in maintenance, so you're going to fluctuate a little bit because of everything, because of the different time, well, of course, time of day, the different time of the month, the different meal that you ate last night. And the important thing to remember is that even if that scale goes up a little bit, it's only, and even for those of us that are still in weight loss mode, one day of an increase in your scale doesn't mean fat gain. It does not mean fat gain. It means water waste. It does mean if you keep going like you're going, that could just turn into fat at storage. And so when you do see that little bit of a bump up, you want to go, okay, that's probably just water waste. And then whatever you did, if you can journal it and remember, then the next day start to repair that, because it is not fat. You cannot put on fat in one day, especially when you're in a losing streak. You got to do the right thing more than the wrong thing. And when you're in that losing streak and you have a little bit of a bump up in the scale, we all tend to so much just kind of freak out about that because we're doing everything right. And you are, but we always say, just trust the process. When you're doing the right thing more than the wrong thing, there's no way that it's going to turn into body fat. So you just reverse it, get back on it. Even if you've had 2 days, you're allowed 6 holidays a month in the beginning. So as you have those 2 holidays and you have a little bump up on Monday, I guarantee you it's going to come off a lot quicker. You'll be, by day 3, when you're in EFB, you will have burned all of that water and waste away. But if you keep going because you've gotten discouraged, then your body's going to start, turn that back into or store in that fat again. So that's why it's really important to take that time, enjoy it, and then get back on it. And so many times I hear from so many of y'all too, that it's like, you're like, I'm ready. I'm so ready to get back on the program on Monday. And how many of us have ever said that? Like, we're so ready to start our diet again on Monday. And when I found myself really thinking that way, I thought this is amazing, because I don't ever have a problem turning down food or not looking forward to, starting any kind of diet. So that was a real, it's a lifestyle, and it's you have control of your day, and whatever kind of day that you want to have, you can have it, because you know all the secrets. So, but what I was going to say about maintenance is that you have a great opportunity. Well, the system will sort of give you a little warning. So in weight loss mode, you're looking for a specific number to get to. But when you get into maintenance, it kind of gives you a little bit of a window. So the system knows, and Travis knows, and he programmed. I say the system, but he programmed it this way. All of this was his programming, and to give you a little bit of a window, because we know that in maintenance, it's just impossible to stay at one weight for the rest of your life. So you got a little window here. If you go a little up, more than 2 or 3 pounds, then the system sends you a little yellow warning, and it's like, okay, now let's look out here, because you're in danger. If you keep going, you're in danger of going past what your goal was, going up above what your goal was. So let's bring it back in. It's a little reminder to rein it back in, and let's get control back. And the same thing on the loss side. So it's really cool. Maintenance isn't just about switching it, toggling it to maintenance, and that's it. You get 12 holidays a month, and you get that little bit of the system still warns you. If you're putting on a little extra, then it'll go, hey, whoa, let's remember what you did and how hard you worked to get here. So it kind of keeps you in check. So maintenance is a great place to be, and it becomes different for everybody. So when you get to there, enjoy it. It's fun. And as you get those very last, whenever you're close to your goal, and you get those very last, 10 pounds off in 20 pounds, you really start to get to know your body and what's happening, and how it's responding to different foods, and you kind of go like, okay, you can chill out about it. You're like, okay, I understand what's happening. I know what I ate yesterday, and I know what to do today to reverse it. So it's pretty fun to be there. So alrighty, let's see. I have a couple of questions that I want to answer over here in the Q&A. So Connie, the link for someone trying to learn the program for free, it's right now, if they go to the myshibboleth.com, they can set up a free account, and they will start to get the initial fast track videos that Travis is doing right now. So they will actually get that in the journal. So somebody that is free can go to the journal, and they can see the very beginning. I think Travis's first video is setting yourself up for success, and it's so they would start there, and I would tell them to jump in there for free and start with those videos. They would get a different video every day, and they can always come to here to if we know that there's somebody new watching, we kind of try to say, how can we help? Let's talk about, eventually we'll probably start really going back and teaching the fast track, the foundation here. But if somebody is looking to learn, I would send them to myshibboleth.com. At the very bottom of that page, there's also Travis's video where he's talking about his story and how we're here, how he came up with the program, and why. And it's a great video. And so it's really interesting. We've actually been, thank you, Linda. We've actually been kind of struggling with what to tell people, what not to tell people when they don't know us very well. Because you guys actually, I would bet most of y'all came here because you knew somebody that was doing the program before, and you saw their results, or maybe they, you talked to, they talked to you about their results, or told you how great they were eating. But it's, and then you kept your results, you kept losing, and you kept, so, to go out there and sort of just proclaim it, like announce it to people that don't have any idea what we're doing here, it can be overwhelming. Where do you stop? I mean, because I know when I start talking about it, I'm like, oh, I wanted them to know this and this, and how they can have all the peanut, how they can have potatoes, how they can have corn, how they can have everything. And you can be like, you can shut people down. It's kind of like me when I was like choosing a wedding dress. Don't give me too many choices. I just shut down. I can't handle that. I need to know, like, give me maybe 5 and then let me process that. Too many options. And as you guys know, the library is full. And in a way, you want to let people know, okay, there's a ton of information out there, because you risk giving them one grocery list and there's something that they don't like on it, or there's something missing that they need, and you don't know. You try to hit maybe everybody that's a vegan, maybe everybody that's got got tummy issues, they can't have certain things. So you try to, okay, I need to hit everybody that isn't going to eat, dairy and things like that. And it's impossible. So we kind of want to give everybody everything, because we want them to see how great it is, but then we got to scale it back. And I think that's part of the free program now. When you go into and you set up a free account at our website, they can actually go everywhere and take a look at everything, all of the videos. all of the food libraries, all of the recipes. They can click on it, but as Travis showed y'all earlier this week, it will pop up a payment option. So there's only a glance, so they can see that's there, and then they have to come back and pay for it if they want more of it, because they have to go through the process, the step-by-step process. So I think that if I'm the customer, which I was at one time, I the grocery list and thinking that I might have to learn all of that food, or I eat that food anyway. So it's chicken, green beans, potato. I know that some of those that those are good for you, and not I can do that on my own. But it was meeting and talking to the people that were involved in the program, doing it already, the excitement that they had. It was learning about Travis and his story, and that's where I felt like, okay, I can do this. This is something that I just felt, wow, it's all, there's no magic pill or potion or shot or anything that I have to do. And it was very refreshing to have, to be able to hear from somebody and feel like they connected with me. And I felt that with everybody that was involved in the program at that time. It was just a whole different way of any diet or anything that I had ever done. So it was that connection was what did it for me. So I'm trying to kind of say, I think we need to let people know who we are and tell them how much we care about them, and not just throw grocery lists at them or meal plans at them. And let's really let people experience, what we're here to do. So we're kind of trying to figure out the right method, but we'll get it. We'll get it. Let's see, Elizabeth, can speak on the difference. Let's see. The taste of adding hemp flakes to your recipes. Like hemp with strawberries, is it tasting? The hemp flakes are a little more, they're kind of earthy tasting. They look like parsley, a little bit crunchier than parsley. If you don't have hemp flakes, I'd be happy to send some. We have little sample bags of those, and I'd be happy to send some in your next order. They are a great category 1 and 2, so they don't really soften necessarily. So I put them a lot of times even my cereal, so I can bump up the protein in my cereal if I have. In fact, I did that last night. I did had some of the cereal, and I put a little bit of we have the hemp flakes with cranberries in it, and that added a little touch of sweetness, and the hemp flakes, and I don't even taste them because I got a crunchy cereal anyway. So, but they're just a little bit earthy tasting is all I would say. They really don't have much of a taste to them. I wouldn't recommend like doing a spoonful of them, but if you're having, Travis a lot of times puts hemp flakes on strawberries, and then he puts even a little fat-free Cool Whip, and even he'll drizzle some Spark over that sometimes too. So, but we do that a lot. So it's really good. It's not it just doesn't have much of a flavor. They're just kind of bland, earthy tasting. The hemp heart is the round one, the seed. The heart is a little bit more nutty tasting. They definitely do have a little crunch. Those are really good, and depending on how much peanut butter you like, or how much you like of yogurt, and it's category 6, so you just have to remember on that one to make sure your portion is correct, because that one is a category 6. That's got all the fat in it, but it's good. And they say that the hemp hearts and the hemp seed heart has got this same nutritional profile, or it's equal to the nutritional profile of mother's milk. So it's a fabulous thing to add to your program, into your system when you're trying to lose weight. If you're maybe not a big meat eater for protein, a lot of times we'll put that on salads. It also can help you if you are having digestive issues or maybe constipation issues. Then the hemp seeds and hearts can help to get things moving. So it's good for that too. So we got a lot of ideas about that in our library, and then with the hemp products themselves in our library. So, all right, let's see what else we got. Lisa, your daughter wants you to start eating prunes for your Osteopenia. Let's see. If still in weight loss mode, how would you suggest I take the prunes? Well, prunes is category 5, so you would just incorporate that into the best combination for category 5 is what? Give me some of your know-how, you guys. The you can have your category 5. Exactly, Darla. You'd have to have a 1 and a 2 and a 5. So you could have your with a breakfast, maybe you could have, egg whites and maybe a slice of toast, of approved toast, category 2 toast, and then a little side of prunes. I don't know how much she's wanting you to have, but you definitely want to watch for prune juice and prunes that are, canned or because those are not going to have those are going to probably be filled with sugar. So, and yes, you can use it as a condiment, Lauren. That's true too. You can always use fruit as a condiment. Just a little palm full of fruit does great for a condiment portion. We have hemp bars that have prunes on them. So if you need them that way, get yourself a hemp bar and have the prunes that way. But you can absolutely have prunes in weight loss mode, just making sure that you have it with lean protein and your category 2 fiber, and then your prunes with that. So, yep, cottage cheese and approved toast. It's perfect. Perfect. So, yeah, we'll try the prune hemp bar if you do love them. That would be that, because they're good, and they're not dry. They're not quite a dried fruit. They are still they're like the strawberries. They're a little bit. They're not all dried fruit. It's a good bar. So, all right, let's see what else we've got. Annette says, oh, my problem is I get stressed and I want to eat. I'm halfway through my weight loss journey. I need help getting my last 30 pounds off. Whew, Annette. Let's see. You get stressed and you want to eat. I would say that's a mentor appointment kind of question. And you really have to start, you have to, in that time, you have to revisit your why. What are the stressors in your life? And what is, I would say that a lot of people might say that when they get stressed, they can't eat. And then, so that's me. If I'm stressed out, I can't eat when I'm stressed. So I have that opposite problem. So any of you guys that have an option too, or something to help Annette with, because Travis is probably the opposite. He's an eater when he gets stressed, but to control that, definitely, I think that Kathy has a good idea. Maybe taking a supplement like a Crave Check or something can help to curb your appetite. Drinking water, grabbing freebies, keep pickles on hand, keep pickled okra is something I've been going to lately, to have pickled okra. If I'm feeling like snacking before dinner, I'm just like with the jar out of the fridge and grab me some pickled okra and get, or pickles. It's hard to say what to do exactly without knowing the full spectrum of what's going on with you. What are the stressors, and where are you when you're feeling stressed? And can you just go for a walk? I was on my way to work this morning, and I know I have it made. I get to drive by the beach every day. I get to just drive by it, and I just had to pull over this morning because it was beautiful, and I left a little bit earlier than I normally do, but I was just blown away. And I just was like, okay, let me just take a minute, because this is gorgeous. And right here, and I can even remember being in Kingston, in our backyard had just trees all over the place. And on these certain mornings, just go out there and just put down my phone, put away everything, have a few quiet minutes, have maybe a little coffee or a little tea or something, and just walk outside and just be thankful, just slow down a minute, take some deep breaths, and enjoy where you're at and what's, that this precious, beautiful life and world that God has given us, because I was just taking that few minutes just recharged me a lot. So I was so glad that I stopped and appreciated that, because it's so easy to just zoom right by and talking to somebody or thinking about getting and not appreciate it. So it's I would suggest, if you haven't already, then to make a mentor appointment too, if you need some help. it's just a mind thing. You got to get over it in your mind and get the food out of your head. You're halfway through your journey. You've got the control already. You've got the discipline. You just got to plug into it, and feel strong in those moments where you're feeling stressed, and do something that makes you feel strong. It's don't let it get the control back over you. Don't let that diet devil win in those moments. So it's I'm looking to see what, oh, you guys, yeah, take care of you. Take care of you first. You are, yeah, you're going to, you don't realize, I mean, I didn't realize how much my own wellness and happiness spread throughout, the whole family and the kids. And, it's just amazing how your body, when you're not feeling good and you're feeling, stressed, whether it's you can't move very well and you can't, or whatever it is, that comes out of you in different ways. And, having that control is really powerful. So don't forget what I said. Go talk to your food and tell it, not today. And say, not today. I'm in control. I got a goal. So not today. And try to stick, just if you have those freebies, freebies available, then keep those available for you too. So that's right. Mom ain't happy, nobody's happy. So, oh, thank you, Lynn. Girl, you are the most positive, radiant, like energy. I mean, we just love listening to you because I'm like, how does she have that? Where does that come from? But it's everybody needs a Lynn Haug in their life. So, let's see, Bryant, what you got? What are you saying here? You can tell others that you're eating and even try to help others, but if they don't join and have their own account, we set them up for failure. I'm sure people do this, is why I say this. So what you're saying is right. Right. And honestly, that's part of what you're saying, is that if you tell people what you're eating and just so that they can go do it, try to do it on their own, or they're going to then, or hand them out a meal plan or whatever, they're not going to get it like deep. So they're probably not going to be able to do it forever because they're going to want to know what's next. They may not like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. So they're going to say, they're going to get turned off quickly because, as everything is, any diet will work if it's something you can do for the rest of your life. Because any of us that have done keto and have done even Weight Watchers with points and, taken whatever the thing was to take at the time, over the counter, or prescription, what was it? It used to be anyway, there's all kinds of stuff that's been out there. And of course, now you've got the shots. But my mindset was, well, I'll do this. Just tell me what to eat for like a week or two. And let me just because at the time I was looking for 20 pounds off a week or two. Let me just get this for a little bit, and I'll eat this way, and then I'll go back to normal and I'll be better. I'll do better. But I had no idea what that meant. I mean, you get taught the food pyramid, which is good. It's accurate, but it's not, if you have caused yourself a problem, and the food pyramid's great for somebody who hasn't had extra fat to lose, who hasn't done the damage. But when you've done the damage, you have to go back to square one and start with you have to undo it. So it takes some unraveling, and you have to start back at square one and start it back right, so you can get rid of that extra weight, and then you can enjoy the fruits of that labor again, and you'll be able to add those things back, and you'll be able to just enjoy life completely. If people don't know that, and they're not learning that because they're not involved and don't have their own journal, and don't get to talk to a mentor, and don't get to hear Travis, teaching, and don't get to get it really, in here, then they're going to stop, and then it will never work for them. They will never sustain it. And it really breaks our heart to see somebody walk away from the program so quickly if they haven't been able to jump in and get fully. We can tell that they haven't gotten fully invested, and they are quitting on themselves, because we know it could change their life. And we're just like, I hate that. I wish that they could get it, but they can't. There's something that they're not ready for yet, and that's okay. They'll be back when it's time, or that's what we kind of believe. We believe everybody will be back, here when it's time, because you can't count points the rest of your life. You can't. You can't stay on keto. You can't do that the rest of your life. It's great. And even we in Shibboleth have, the Lion Days. That's a version of that kind of thing. It's all meat and it's all, high fat cheeses and stuff. But I wouldn't want to live that way because I like a potato every now and then. So, alrighty, let's see what else we got here. And I really appreciate y'all being with me. I'm sorry, my voice is hoarse today. So that's weird. So sorry about that. Let's see. What else have we got? Oh, peak performance. I'm gonna have to get me some for sure. I told Travis that is on my list this next time. So peak performance. Yeah, it's really interesting now that I know what I know, to see some of the things that, even Weight Watchers can approve, or not approve, but lets you have because of a point system. And it's, once you don't do that anymore, you don't know what to eat. And so it's impossible to, because you're just not taught the right things. I mean, I would guess, I remember when Michelle Obama was fixing all of the foods, all of the cafeteria foods, all of the vending machines in the schools. And my son, of course, he knows what we do. He eats like we do. And he's like, Mom, you wouldn't believe what's in the vending machine now that they've changed out everything. And I was like, oh, good. It's some healthy stuff and some, I can't even imagine prepackaged how they do that. But he's like, oh, yeah, they went from a full packet of Pop-Tarts to a 100-calorie pack of Pop-Tarts. And I was like, that's not going to get it. That's not going to get it. So it's, to learn what we know and about, it's 100 calories, but 100 calories of what? So it makes a difference. And I'm so glad that I know that now, and that our kids know that. And they, they don't just look at calories at all. It's calories, it's important, I think, as you get closer to your goal, to start looking at calories, to start looking at how many, because we're trying to make sure, because that fat's been there the longest, and it's gonna fight you a little bit. So we don't even we don't pay any attention to calories really until we get, except for condiments, and then until we really get really close to our goal. And then we want to really go, it helps to kind of pay attention to that, because once we let you loose out into the world, then it's important just to kind of know, okay, this is how many calories I should have per day. Because even if you're eating perfect, if you still want to incorporate those 3s and 5s, and it's important to know, the calories and what you're having. But it's not, a calorie is not all, doesn't equal, they're not all the same. They're not all the same. So let's see what else we can do. I don't see any questions over here. So I see you guys are chatting over here. So let's see. Yeah, if any of y'all know anybody who needs a little, we just feel like that one day that this program should be taught to our kids in school. It's the fact that they have sex education and they don't have something like this is kind of mind blowing. So we need to be educating kids about this so that they can learn how to not have this problem. If they can learn it while they're young, then they will learn how to enjoy those days when they want McDonald's, or they want to go to the fair and they want to have all the stuff. Travis calls them hog trough days. They're okay and they're great to have. And we call them holidays for a reason, because, have fun, go for it. But then tomorrow, let's get back to, real life. That's real life now. We've just got to switch it up. That's, the real life is not the fairs and the candy and the the donuts all the time and the McDonald's and all that. It's the real food that we eat throughout the week. So we got to change up their thinking about what real food is. So let's see. All right, you guys. I am thinking I was gonna tell you, if you have any, any, when you're sharing the program with somebody and, they are, what do you feel like is the thing that you want to tell them the most? I mean, um, it's, like I said before, when I was learning about the program, um, I saw the grocery list first, and I ran a Curves franchise, and I was failing miserably because I wanted to work with the women on the floor, but I couldn't because I was back in the back trying to process debit cards and drafts and everything and trying to keep the lights on. But I couldn't do what I really wanted to do, which was help them on the floor. And they had a nutrition program, but I didn't know anything about that either. So when I learned about what was called Philadelphia Fit at the time, there was just a couple of people that were teaching it. And one of Travis's teachers came to our gym. I actually, the way I first heard about it was at a fair. Like I'd gone with Curves to a Shaw, and it was a carpet mill. It was a fair that they had a bunch of vendors in there. And I was in there and they were right behind me. And I went and took a look at their grocery list, and I thought, I don't, these are foods that I know already, and I'm going to have to learn about nutrition. And I just, it didn't seem like anything that appealed to me. I just wanted to do something quick and get it off and then go back to my normal, which was a normal, Chick-fil-A sandwich on a wheat bun with a drink and a fruit cup, which now I know I can do that even on like a holiday that I'm having. I can have more of those now, so I have it more often now, but I know what it's actually doing to me. I can't look at fruit the same ever again because I know there's natural sugar in that. So I know if I want to have it and want to stay where I'm at, then I need to, fruit's pretty much a freebie when I'm in maintenance, but when I am really focusing on it, I've got to remember that was the big kicker for me, is that I could have that fruit cup, but I've got fruit with sugar in it. I've got a wheat bun. It's nothing. That's a bun that's at best a category 3. And then I've got the chicken, which was a grilled chicken. There's category 1, but I wasn't doing. I was doing back then. I was doing the grilled chicken and the lettuce and the pickles and the tomato and the bun and a Diet Coke and a fruit cup. So what's wrong with that? I've got a 3 and a 5 on the same plate. Right, exactly. I would have had to take the chicken off the bun and do a salad and the little fruit cup. But at the time, I thought that's a healthy meal, and overall, it's a healthier meal. But when I had just been to the gym and trying to lose the body fat and working out really hard, and then having that, and then even having maybe fruit later in the day, I didn't realize until it was like an oh my gosh moment when Travis and his team were saying, that fruit's got the natural sugar in it. And so your body, you don't even have any fiber in that meal. Fiber is like fiber is the kicker. You need the fiber to break down the fat bus that is caused by the sugar and the starch in that bun. So now who's tackling the lettuce and the pickles are going to tackle the fruit sugar and the bun starch. Nope, that's not enough. So that idea, and then having fruit in the middle of the day, and then starting that cycle with, if I did eat a perfect meal, if I say I did go get that chicken breast just do the grilled chicken and wrap it in a lettuce wrap, and have a little side of fruit, or have it over a side salad. You can have the chicken nuggets over a salad at Chick-fil-A, and then have even if I did the fruit cup and I had perfect meal, I'm still fat burning mode. At the middle of the day, I wanted to have an apple or plum or something. My body's burning body fat. My body sees body fat as its energy source. So I just gave it fruit. It just switched gears and went to burning. Oh, there's something that's easier. So it went to burning the fruit. And then the thought of, that's going to take me 24 hours to get out of that mode. I know it was that learning all of that, you had these aha moments. And I thought, oh my gosh, it makes so much sense. And we don't teach this stuff to our kids. And it's fun to learn. It's amazing to learn and to just know, to have this knowledge. I feel very much, in control of if, we're not control of much in our lives, but to have that control, it makes me feel really good. And then I can pass that on to my kids or whomever. I always have this one uncle, always at our family get-togethers, always. He's like, so on your diet, can you have this or can you eat these things? As we have a big spread, and I'm like, yep, I can have everything in here. He asks me every year, I can have everything in here. And they're always amazed, that but anyway, your family is always kind of the last ones to buy into it, aren't they? They want to see if you're going to stick to it and what you're gonna do. But all right, you guys, I am probably going to wrap it up here early. Let's see, Tammy, is there anything that I need to address over here? I'm going to go back and look at all these chats because I know I missed some stuff. I'm very not able to, like I said, talk and chew gum. So let's see.
You did perfect, and there's no questions. I think you got everyone answered.
Yay, good.
Good class.
Good. Yes, it was. I really did. I know, Deborah, when you you do have to take your approved bread, and it's really so easy to do with the approved tortillas and bread. And I have done a McDonald's quarter pounder and taken off their bread and put mine on it. And I mean, the way that process is in your body is so different, and you feel good. I mean, you just feel like I just had a burger. I mean, it's just we just had it all. We just had it all wrong, and enjoying those. You think you're missing out on stuff, and you're missing out on a sore tummy afterwards. And a little bit of a weight gain, and just feeling bad because now you've got starch and sugars and stuff going on in here. So take the bread, take the tortillas. It's worth it. And even if you have to, if you have to jump over off to a McDonald's or off to a Taco Bell, even you can have Taco Bell. Just throw it in your little tortilla. So there's so much that you can do. So thanks y'all so much. I will jump off of here. Happy Friday. Hope everybody has a great weekend, and stay plugged in. And I think those of you that are doing the Sunday mornings with Travis, we'll see you Sunday morning. And you guys have a great weekend. Thank you so much. I love y'all. See ya.